Hello everyone and welcome back to the final part of this Brazilian series. I've had the Triumph Tiger on loan for 24 hours and honestly, it's been an absolute blast. I've got a few hours left before it's time to return it to the dealership, so I'm heading up to a high point in the city to try and grab some drone shots. But what I didn't know at the time was things were about to go very badly. I know this road well, I've driven it loads of times in a car. This is my first time on two wheels. And just look how well the Tiger handles these bumps. It's as smooth as anything. It's just so comfortable and composed. I could ride this thing all day long. But just as I'm cruising along, playing leapfrog with this Royal Enfield rider, the bike throws up a tyre pressure warning. And I thought it was a puncture at first. Turns out it was nothing serious, but it did put me on edge, and it was just the beginning of things to come. Now I'm in the old town of Olinda. It's full of history, but it's also known for a lot of street robberies, so I'm being extra cautious of that. You can see the tyre pressure warning on the dash, but the bike feels okay, but it's definitely messing with my confidence, and I would never have guessed what was about to happen next. I'm about to go up a very steep hill. Let's see what happens. I'm in first gear, and I'm taking it easy. But suddenly the Tiger loses all its power. I was lucky not to drop it there. I'm in a bit of a panic, but luckily I managed to get it back up to the top of the hill. It's still really struggling though. There's barely any response at all. It feels like it's gone into some kind of limp mode. I'm about an hour away from the dealership and I'm carrying loads of expensive camera gear, and this is the last place I want to break down. My wife's nearby in a car, so I'm nursing it towards the meeting point, but it's still struggling. There's no power. And then out of nowhere, the power kicks back in. But that tyre warning's still flashing. And now I'm wondering, what am I going to do? I just want to get these drone shots taken and get the bike back safely. But it's not going to work out like that, because I end up crashing my drone, not once, but twice. And to not let it all be a total waste, let's have a look at what happened.
It's your bed, yeah, you know that. Take a picture, yeah, that's Kodak. I get in my bag, you know that. Been that girl, check the throwback. It's your bed, yeah, you know that. Take a picture, yeah, that's Kodak. I get in my bag, you know that. You know that. Talk to me nice, don't talk to me crazy.
Okay, here's the first crash. For some reason, the drone just drops out the sky and slams into the ground. After a quick repair, I fly it straight into a tree and I couldn't get it back. But luckily a few days later, the landowner called me up and told me that a monkey had thrown it back down. At this point, I've had enough and I just want to get the bike back in one piece. But Brazil had other plans, and little did I know there was a torrential rainstorm headed my way. Now the footage doesn't do it justice, but that was some of the heaviest rain I've ever ridden through, and I'm from the UK. I showed up to the dealership absolutely soaked, but the Tiger handled the wet roads with extreme confidence, and I'm glad I had some dry clothes waiting for me. Massive thanks to Triumph Brazil for making me so welcome, and after I handed over the keys, I had one last thing to do. It was an interview with the brand ambassador, Beto Cafe. He's a bit of a celeb out there, but he's such a warm and charismatic guy. We got on instantly. In fact, I told him I would love to show him around the UK one day. And guess what? Just a few weeks later, I was picking him up at Manchester Airport. We headed down to the Triumph factory, grabbed a couple of bikes, and set off on an adventure of our own. That's all on the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.